Hello everybody. So today we're going to look at MathGPT. It is a free generative AI program and it's ideal for students studying maths, but it can work for pretty much any subject that incorporates maths into its curriculum. For example, chemistry, physics, accounting, business, and so forth. So if I select MathGPT over here, you can see here it brings us to a program here. Now you've got physics, accounting, chemistry over here that we can select. I've used MathGPT for all of them actually, for physics questions, chemistry questions and so forth, and it's worked perfectly fine. However, perhaps there is additional support for the chemistry and accounting over here. So how do we do it? I select an image, and I've already screenshotted an image, which I will show you in a moment. I selected that image over here, and the image I selected is this guy here. Now this is taken from a Leaving Certificate textbook. It's an algebra question. It is certainly not the easiest of questions to solve, and probably not the most challenging of questions either. So I've uploaded it already. It only took 2 moments, and we have to add in a question here. So I'm going to say solve for x. And we click this up button icon over here. Now you can see it's immediate, isn't it? And not only does it provide you with the answer, it provides you with the solution as well, and a very clear solution at that. On the right hand side we have the maths, and on the left hand side we have plain English, which would be perfect for students. If I wanted to carry this question out in a different way, you can do so by typing in the question and so forth. Now, what's really good about MathGPT is if the student wasn't able to obtain the solution from this alone and needed a bit of extra support, we can actually generate a video explanation. Now, it takes a few moments. It should be noted that MathGPT was only released last year, so it's still in its infancy, but despite that, it works incredibly well. While we're waiting for this video to load, I uploaded another question. This is a chemistry question, and it's a very straightforward question. But what's interesting about this is that there's a lot of text in it, you can see straight away, and also there's subscripts and superscripts. And this program, MathGPT, was able to read this and calculate it perfectly, and again in a very simple fashion. Now, I haven't tested this for every single question out there, and that would be impossible, but for any question I have done, and I have done many for maths and chemistry in particular, but also physics, it's done it to a really high standard. Very high. And I haven't seen any mistakes yet. Now, that's not to say that there won't be mistakes. I'm sure that there could be. But so far, it's been very accurate. Another interesting thing about this is graphs. MathGPT can understand graphs. You can upload a graph and ask it to solve for a particular function of some kind. It will do so. Likewise, you can ask it to plot a graph by giving it data. Again, this is just a screenshot. And again, it will actually plot a graph for you and break it down and explain the different parts and so forth. So really good. Now, I'm using this on a desktop, but you can use this as an app on your phones. It's there for both any smartphone really, whether you're using iPhone or you're using Android. Now you can see over here that the video has generated. So let's just press play on this video.
Let's solve this rational equation step by step. We have 2 minus 13 over x squared plus 20 over x equals 0, where x is not equal to 0. To solve this equation, we'll first multiply every term by x squared to eliminate the fractions. When we multiply each term by x squared, we get 2x squared minus 13 plus 20x equals 0. Next, let's rearrange the equation into standard quadratic form. We get 2x squared plus 20x minus 13.
Now, I'm not going to play the entire video here, but you can see that the explanation is done in a very natural sounding way, which obviously would be very pleasing for students, and it's almost conversational, as if a teacher was actually doing this. Again, this is in its infancy, so it'd be very interesting to see what like some MathGPT can do in the future, but straight away the the power of this is immense, isn't it? Another thing that you can do with it, and we're going to have a go at it there now, is you can generate a practice question. So if I select generate practice question here, and what it will do is it will look at the information up above, and it gives you this one over here, and it will ask you to solve. And you have to pick one of these here. So let's say, for argument's sake, I say this one over here, and I say check. I actually got it right. But say you got it wrong, a red box would appear instead. And what you can do is you can show steps here. And if we look over here, you've got multiple steps, and they're hidden as well. You have to select on each one individually. So it's not providing the answer or the solution immediately. You have to select which one you want to go to and move forward from there. And this gives students a chance, an opportunity, that if they don't get the first step, you can get help with it. And then what they can do then is they can try and figure out the rest of it for themselves. Very, very powerful for students at home when there's no maths teacher around. And again, any question that I put into it has been very, very good, including the wordy questions and the graph questions too. Now again, as I said earlier, there probably is some limitations that I'm not aware of, but for what I've used it for, it has been very, very good.